Well, as the national conversation turns to jobs and the president pushes his new legislation to help unemployment, urban areas and minority populations have been especially hard hit. Here's an example. In L.A., unemployment is more than 12%. In Chicago, it's more than 10%. In Philadelphia, more than 9%. And when you break it down further, the unemployment rate for African Americans is nearly 17% right now in this country. Among Latinos, more than 1%. Valerie Wilson is National Urban League Vice President of Research, also an economist, and it's great to have you with us today, Dr. Wilson.
Thank you, Jenna. Glad to be here.
One part of your research was so striking. You say if we tackle African American unemployment, that we would actually bring the national unemployment rate down. Tell us more about that.
Well, African American workers currently make up about 12% of the American workforce. Unfortunately, African American unemployment, as you already mentioned, is nearly 17%. And that unemployment rate has actually grown over the course of the recovery, as opposed to stagnating or even declining, as we've seen with some other groups.
And why is that?
We were able,
by the way, apology for interrupting, but why have you seen it grow instead of shrink with some of the efforts like the stimulus plan, for example?
Well, I think there are a number of factors that have played a role in that. First of all, African American youth have the highest rate of unemployment at 46.5%. But another troubling trend that we've seen is that among African American college graduates, the unemployment rate has actually more than doubled since the recession. And this is a group that typically has a lower rate of unemployment. Also, we find that African American unemployed workers are more likely to be out of work for 6 months or longer, as well as the mounting job losses that we've seen over the past several months at the state and local level, where a number of African American workers are disproportionately employed in state and local government.
When you talk that fact as well about college graduates and not being able to get work, that is particularly alarming. Is there anything in the president's jobs plan that you've heard over the last 24 hours or so that would specifically help that group?
Well, I think that just having a plan in general to stimulate the economy, to encourage businesses to hire again, to offer the tax breaks, is something that will help move our economy forward, generally speaking. And for college graduates, those kinds of things would be the most accessible. I think other things would be important in terms of providing, whether they were in an industry that cut jobs and these jobs haven't come back and aren't going to come back. I think opportunities for retraining are important as well.
And we look forward to hearing about some more of those plans and whether or not that might be something federally to take a look at. Dr. Wilson, always nice to have you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.